Hello, my name is Mercury, and welcome to this brand new episode of Media Faye. Today I am once again alone, and today I'll be discussing the latest installment in the Monsterverse, the Skull Island series. So yes, this is the fifth installment in the Monsterverse, and this is the most recent one. Coming out 2 years, around a little bit over 2 years after the last one, which is Godzilla vs. Kong. And the next year, we're expecting to see the sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire, and hopefully later on this year, later on in the maybe between that and this series. Maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe after Godzilla X Kong, we'll see the Godzilla series. Yeah. This is the first series in the Monsterverse, taking, I guess, cues from Marvel and DC and all this, doing shows for their cinematic universes instead of just movies. So yeah, this is also the first animated project in the Monsterverse. So yeah, what do I think? I am one of the biggest Godzilla fans. I know. That sounds pretty like duh, but I'm a big fan of giant monsters and all that. I've watched my fair share of movies with giant monsters in them, and I've played my fair share of games with giant monsters in them. So, what do I think? Where do I think this new series stacks up to the kaiju genre? Well, to the Monsterverse in general, and this is kind of rough. This series is pretty rough. I gotta say, it's not what I hoped it was. I did make 2 trailer episodes for this series, so there's that. But it just didn't live up to the hype I had for it. It didn't do that. It's strange. We do see a lot of Skull Island, but it's not like it's explored. We really only stay in a few corners of the world, and we don't really go beyond that. So it's extremely weird. It's a weird series. It just it's kind of underwhelming. It's bogged down. I feel the series is, to give a little spoiler for you before we get the spoilers. That's kind of the thing. The series feels like should be both shorter and longer. It's really weird. There's a lot of filler. There's a lot of things that happen because they need something to happen. And no, they're on Skull Island, and the plot doesn't really pick up until like halfway. And it feels like there's things here that really happened but like shouldn't have, or maybe it's not really important to the plot, and the plot is not really the center stage here. But that's the weird thing about this show. It focuses on the humans. It's a lot more like a character focus than the Monsterverse is in general, which is weird. Like it's not really how like the Monsterverse has been. There have been human characters with backstories and really like fleshed out, but it's not like they've been this fleshed out. And thing is, I don't think it's done that well. And the monster action isn't really save the series, I feel. This is on Rotten Tomatoes. This is the highest reviewed. I think this is the highest reviewed. Like the high, like the thing with the highest score on the MonsterVerse. And I don't know. I don't see that. The characters, they kind of, I guess, they have backstory, they have all of this, but they kind of don't really. I don't feel like they fleshed them out as well as they could have. And that's kind of just the structure of the series in general. How it's structured doesn't really allow for the characters to grow. It's not structured in a way where it allows for much growth. It is 8 episodes that are 20 minutes long. And that I feel like, I think I said with Sonic Prime, that I feel like it could be done. There's a format for a series that I think could work, but in this one it didn't. I don't know. It just kind of feels that way. So I even said that sometimes in Sonic Prime it gets a bit dumb, and this one I feel like it's a lot more dumb, which is kind of a shame, really. That in this in like MonsterVerse, sure, the humans weren't really like the biggest part, but they were still either enjoyable or like, I guess you could understand them. So I don't know, just in this one, I don't know. It spent a lot of time with the humans, which I don't mind spending time with the humans, but it's just a lot of filler. That's the thing. It's not, a lot of things here aren't really important. It's just a lot of filler for the sake of having a series in general. I feel like it should have been, the filler should have been toned down. Sure, it's a lot more. The first few episodes, it's a lot of monster action, but that does die down the farther we go in the series, where we explore the characters a lot more. So, yeah, there's that. And the characters sound like they're interesting, really. I gotta say, it's not like they're interesting characters to begin with. Most of the characters just kind of argue. That's most of the characters' interaction with each other. They just kind of argue, or they're kind of nice to each other. And that's everybody. That's everybody here. They either argue, or they're nice, or they're both. It's kind of weird. So honestly, I don't know. I don't really. For any monster fans, you're sure in the first few episodes you're getting action, but then it kind of dies down a little for more character focus. And if you're looking for a good series, you're not gonna get that from here. I don't feel like it's enjoyable for the monsters because they're kind of, I don't know, just didn't get like, oh, that's so cool. And that has nothing to do with the style it's presented in, because animation, you know how I've said about animation. Animation, I feel, it's not a genre. It's a medium to express a genre. You know, it's not meant to be just one thing. And I feel like with animation in Giant Monsters medium, I feel like that has a lot of potential. But I've stated before, and I'll probably review them, the Polygon trilogy for Godzilla and the Godzilla Singular Point series. They haven't done a good job in delivering an animated Godzilla. An animated Godzilla. If you want a good animated Godzilla, you have to go watch the 1999 Godzilla TV series, which is based on the 1998 movie, which is really weird to say because the 1998 movie actually put me to sleep. It's one of the only movies where I've just fallen asleep. Like I just couldn't finish it in one go. It was so boring. But like, in that sense, it really weirded me out. I don't know, just the characters aren't interesting. The monster action isn't really there. You're not gonna, if you're looking for a good monster series, just track down a copy of the 1999 Godzilla series, or maybe even wait for the next upcoming. I guess I'm gonna review it because I don't think I've ever done this, but I'll probably review the new Gamera series coming out, which looks to be what I think we're all trying to see, which is giant monsters fighting, which we didn't get here, but we got at the end with Kong fighting the new Titan. Now we got here the Squid Titan. But I don't know, this series didn't really impress me, and that's just the thing. So let's actually get into my main complaint. Not my main complaint, but kind of like my complaint, the characters. Just everyone arguing with each other. Like, the series starts off fine, but everyone argues with each other. It's messy. Annie, the kind of one of the main characters here. Annie is, I guess, the biggest the biggest like culprit of this. I guess, like, she argues with everybody about anything. She's the biggest dick there is in the series. She doesn't stop, like, I don't know, being a smart ass, I guess, even though she's not really that smart. She has been stuck on Skull Island. Well, not Skull Island. She's stuck on her own island for the past, I guess, 10 years. And she's just like a natural dick to anybody, even her own mom. Which I knew that was the twist. I knew that was a twist. They look identical. Come on. It's not even they don't save it for they don't save it for when the twist actually, when Annie realizes that, or when Irene, the mom, tells Annie. No, they just like, oh, okay, I know. Like, I see why. So it's not like it's that big of a twist. They even said that. But yeah, no, it's weird. Annie's such a weird character. She's a dick. She's just kind of not enjoyable. Which is, I mean, whatever. It's not like we know why. It's not like we. I keep saying, okay. We don't know why she's such a big dick. I mean, okay, she's been chased by people and those other people, but she's just like naturally mean to anybody, even the ones that like try to save her. Which is just like, come on, dude. And the actual, I guess, like the other characters, Mike and Charlie, I don't think they do anything other than get in danger. Oh, the dad, Cap, he's like he's the best character. He's just kind of like naturally just the best character because he's like, he doesn't like do anything dumb. But yeah, no, I guess my main complaint is Annie and Irene. She's conflictive. It's like she has what do you call it? She has serious moments, but she's sometimes played for comedy for like no reason, I guess. Like she's played for comedy, and it's kind of for nothing. She's supposed to have like a serious backstory and all that, but I don't know. She's played for comedy reasons, and that really conflicts with her character. She's funny, but I don't know if she's meant to be funny. They have this scene, like, I think the penultimate, or no, not the penultimate. Like, I'll get to the penultimate episode, Jesus. But I think episode 8, which the finale is also very underwhelming. I'll get to the finale. But But she has like a moment where she cries to one of, I guess, her friends. Yeah, one of her friends, which is Sam. They have a really weird chemistry with each other. It's bizarre. It feels like they're dating, but they're not dating. I don't know. That's just the impression I got from them. It's a really weird dynamic. But like, they have a moment where it's like, oh, I need to tell you something. I need to ask you something, and then we like smash cut to her crying on his shoulder. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I mean, I laughed, but I laughed with surprise because I didn't expect that. That seemed like a very serious moment, and then it's kind of, I think, played for comedy, and then it goes back to being serious. I'm like, this is very. I feel like I'm missing something. This is a very big tonal shift. I'm experiencing tonal whiplash. That's what I'm like experiencing right now. It's like tonal whiplash in that moment. It's so weird. Episode 8 is just kind of weird in general. I'll get to that. I'll have a lot to say about this series, but yeah, no, I have nothing much to say about the other characters because Irene and Annie are kind of the ones that really matter. So yeah, let's talk about the monster, shall we? The thing that really brings the MonsterVerse together. You know, it's what we're here for. So, yeah, let's save Kong for last. There's a lot of monster series. Like, it feels very monster of the week, I guess. There's a lot of, in mostly every episode, there's a action scene with a new monster, and I mean, cool, but that's not really exploring Skull Island like I thought the series would do. I thought the series would explore Skull Island, but we didn't get that. It's instead yet another series about people being stranded on Skull Island. Which is the take. Which is a form to do this, but we've kind of already seen that with Kong and Skull Island. And yeah, I don't know, just it's I didn't like this at all. Oh boy, it's so sad. Like, I was looking forward to the series. I was looking forward to it, and now they've again, like, another kaiju series has again disappointed me. It is tragic. For some reason, I am hoping the Gamera series is good. I'm really hoping the Gamera series is good, because there's nothing in here that really makes me seem, yep, I that is what I'm looking for. This is what I want from my kaiju series, because it's barely that. It's barely a kaiju series. It's like a series with kaiju in it, but it's not for the genre. There's a lot of monsters of the week, bigger monsters, as I said. The dog is, I mean, it's interesting, but it's like the mascot of the series. But you know who else is the mascot of the series? Kong. He's barely in it. Then there's let's talk about Kong. It feels like in the series, it feels like they forgot Kong was a thing. And Kong shows up like once or twice between episodes, before episode 7, or I think 6. Like, he shows up once or twice. I think just once in episode 3, and then he's like absent. He isn't there, and he's rushed. He's like, when the finale came around or something, like the 6th episode, they went, oh shit, right. Oh, you know, 6th episode wasn't. It was like episode 5. I just watched episode 6. It was like episode 5. That's when Kong showed up, like, fully. They went like, oh, like that's fun fact. That's okay. That's like, that's That's like halfway into the series. That's when Kong shows up. Halfway. 8 episodes, everybody. Oh my god. But like it feels like in the finale, it feels like like they're running out of time. They're writing the series like it was gonna be, I don't know, 15, 16 episodes or whatever, and it's like, oh, it's like half of that. I was like, oh shit, we have to put Kong in the series now. So they kind of scrambled together like a plot to put Kong, actually like make Kong, put Kong in the plot. Because, oh, this is Skull Island, we have to put Kong in here. Oh, and then oh yeah, the Skull Crawlers too. So I think they kind of it feels like they forgot about Kong, and it's like, oh no, wait, it's a Kong, it's a Skull Island, dude. So they put Kong in it because Skull Island is from the book. So yeah, King Kong is based off of a book. Also, just for anyone knowing, that book is public domain. If you adapt that book into like a movie or whatever, it's completely, that is on you. That is you can do that. You don't have to, or you can use the Kong character. You can use the King Kong character, but you can't. Then you can use Skull and you can use all that, but you can't. You can't like rip it off. The Universal Kong. You can't do that. So you're just putting it out there for everybody. You can make your own Kong story, and you can publish it as a book, or you can make a movie out of it, a show, whatever. You can make it. You can do that, but you can't do it the way Universal did. Just putting it out there. If anyone wants to make their own Kong series, you can do that. But Kong feels like an afterthought in his own, like not his own show, but in his own, like on the show based on his island, like the island from his books and movie, whatever. He feels like an afterthought, which is sad. Again, it's sad because you'd wish Kong was here, and then he is barely in it. He barely has a stake in the plot until the very end. I was like, oh, we can use the giant monster to fight the other giant monster. Duh. Like we've done it for every movie in this in the MonsterVerse. But this feels like half-assed because it's like, yeah, just it feels like it feels half-assed. So now there's like Skull Island. So Kong is an afterthought, and then the big bad of the series, the squid, or the Kraken, as I think I'm just gonna call it the squid because that's what they call the series. The squid. It's an interesting villain, but kind of, I feel like it was kind of dumb because we saw Kong. Because in Kong's Island we saw Kong kill a giant squid, and this one's it's more dangerous because it can electrocute you and poison you at the same time. That's just, I don't care. I really don't care. It's a giant squid. It's like the most basic giant monster you can ever play. It's called the Kraken. They made the Kraken the main villain of the Skull Island show. They took the most basic monster. Like they're almost like, if people think giant monster, if you tell them think of a giant ocean dwelling monster, they think of the Kraken. You took that and you made it the main villain. It's like you didn't have any like, oh yeah, we've run out of the skull crawlers. We can't do V-Reds. Like, just ask Toho for Gorosaurus. God damn. Just ask Toho, can we use Gorosaurus? Because Gorosaurus showed up in the Godzilla in the Toho Kong movies. If King Kong escapes, yeah, just use Gorosaurus. Just license Gorosaurus can't be that expensive. He hasn't shown up in a movie for like 50 years. 60 years. Last time I think showed up was Destroy All Monsters. He hasn't shown up in a movie for 50 years, for almost 60 years. Just get the license for Gorosaurus and put Gorosaurus as the main villain. That would make, I would love to see Gorosaurus, but we're not gonna do that because I want to do Giant Squid. I don't know, man. I just think that it was a missed opportunity. I think everything. I think this series should have introduced Gorosaurus, or just a green dinosaur that looks like Gorosaurus, and then like if they get the license, oh, that's a Gorosaurus. But nope, we got giant squid instead. I just think that maybe a land would maybe don't put your antagonist where where it's not a threat for everybody. Maybe if it's actually Gorosaurus is a threat for everybody, maybe a threat for Kong, because maybe Gorosaurus is another land. Maybe it came from the Hollow World and it's trying to be the king of Skull Island. I don't know. Maybe that's more interesting. Sorry, I get really heated when I think of this. Also, they made a reference to Mechanic Kong, which is awesome. Awesome. It's awesome that they made a reference to Mechanic Kong. Nobody remembers Mechanic Kong, minus me and this series. Mechanic Kong is I think it's again showed up in King Kong Escapes, and it was a giant robotic Kong. So that was cool. What else is there? I just think the squid is just kind of basic and kind of just, oh, we have to have a main villain, so we're gonna do a giant squid. And yeah, I just think maybe, sure, I think it would have been redundant because the skull crawlers were there, but we know the skull crawlers, like the alpha skull crawler died, so I also see a skull crawler in the series, but that's kind of like so whatever. So I just think that maybe Gorosaurus should have been the villain here. And I know probably a license issue with Toho, but they've already but it's not. Again, like I said, I don't think Gorosaurus is that expensive of a license. Actually, let me hold on. Just let me check how, it can't be that much. It can't, Gorosaurus is a very unknown monster. I just think it should have been I just think it should have been here, and I know. Let me check here. Gorosaurus would have been an excellent villain for here. And oh look, it's another Toho monster. People want more Toho monsters. Here we go, another Toho monster here, and Gorosaurus, yeah. But nope. It's just a Toho license. But this is stupid. I'm not gonna get anything. Monster license. Oh shit. What is reading here? I mean, yeah, it seems like they all have their price tag, but again, Gorosaurus should not have been. I don't think it was that expensive. So yeah, I don't know. Just yeah, and just let's get into. Let's get into, I guess, the main thing I've been saying. Episode 7, Episode 8. I don't have a problem with the rest of the series. The rest of the series, I think it's fine. Episode 7, Episode 8 are the worst offenders of the series. They kind of make the series bad. They kind of slow it down. And that's why I feel like there's so much filler, but Episode 7 is actually filler. Jesus Christ. the plot grinds to a stop. Like this, for most of this episode, it is like a flashback to show that Kong hates that Kong had this human that hate, and the human was killed by the squid, and that's why he has the necklace. So they explain it for the necklace so he can use it against Kong. But thing is, if we know this, then I mean, and want to use the necklace to make Kong angry to go after necklace so they can kill the squid. But thing is, because of this flashback, we know that Kong already hates the squid. So I don't think that Kong understands humans. So it should have been easier. I probably think would think is, hey, we want you to kill a squid. I'm pretty sure Kong understands humans. So it's like, hey, kill the squid for us. There's a problem for you, it's a problem for us. It benefits both of us. You know, simple. But nope, they have to antagonize Kong. And still Kong saves like Annie at the end. And also, this series doesn't have a conclusion. It instead has a non-ending. Like nothing gets wrapped up at the end. And thing is, the final episode, like as the final battle ends, everything, the squid is dead. The squid has like 3 fake out deaths, and then we got 2 fake outs, and then we got like 1 fake out with dog almost dying, and then dog like actually probably dies. So it's like the battle is a mess. I don't like the final battle because it's just like, oh, fake out, you know, and then something else happens. That same thing, and it's like, oh, it's a fake out again. Don't do that. That's what Transformers did. I got like 3 fake out deaths, and it just kind of felt just like tiring at the end. Because like, yeah, no, okay, he's not gonna die. Like after Bumblebee and Mirage almost died, it's like Optimus, again almost died. It's like, yeah, no, I don't care anymore. And this one's like, yeah, okay, I really don't care. What happens? Like the dog probably did survive. Yeah, no, Annie survived. But thing is, oh my god, the conclusion. It feels like they're setting up a second season, but thing is, they don't have. Again, it has not been renewed for a second season. So I think that right now they're hoping for a second season, but as of the time of this recording, and you'll probably see this if at any point a second season gets greenlit or gets renewed, that the series gets renewed, you'll probably see this change to Skull Island season 1. But right now it's just Skull Island. Probably see this put there, and thing is, it doesn't have a conclusion. Annie hits her head on a rock, like breaks her leg, hits her head, and then we smash cut to her being in, I guess, a city, like a normal human city, and like, where am I? And she's in a hospital room, and then we don't know how they got off the island. We don't know what happened to Charlie. We don't know what happened to any of the other characters. We don't know if Mike survived, because actually. He got poisoned by the squid. We don't know if he survived or not. So probably them knowing that they haven't gotten greenlit, they decided to leave it on a cliffhanger with no resolution to anybody aside from Annie. What the hell? Like, everything was left off so it could be resolved, and then instead of us seeing the resolution, we are smash cut to 2 weeks later, where they're already off the island. They're probably all okay. Excuse me. and it's a terrible conclusion. It's a terrible conclusion. We don't know we just don't know what happens. And that's not how you conclude a series where you only right now have 1 season to your name. What the hell? Don't do this. Like, actually, straight up, don't. Oh god, I hope there's a second season, because this would be a terrible way to have 1 season. I said it in one of the trailer episodes where I hope there's a second season. I really do hope this was a second season because it is a terrible conclusion. I didn't expect the conclusion. It's a terrible conclusion. Sorry to say that, but it is. So, yeah, there's that. Putting it out there. I don't like this conclusion. Fight me, I guess. I don't know. Not good. No good. No good. I said. This is unlike no good. This is not unlike no good, which is very good. This is not very good. Don't watch. If you're again the Monster fan, don't watch this. If you're just looking for a good series, don't watch this. Just watch something else. So yeah, this is in conclusion. This is the worst of the MonsterVerse, and I hope that either the Gamera series or the next Godzilla series, which is hopefully coming out next year, and Gamera's coming out in September 7th, I'm pretty sure, which very soon I'll probably review it. I hope that they do monsters right. That's all I gotta say. I hope they do monsters right. Because right now, Godzilla and Kong have not had a good track record with animated series. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. Animated series doing good. That's what I'm hoping for the Gamera series. And also, hopefully, Godzilla gets a good series after 1999 with, Godzilla and the Titans or Monarch and Legacy of Monsters or whatever. And I hope that the MonsterVerse gets a good series with Legacy of Monsters or Legacy of the Titans or whatever the hell it's gonna be called. Yeah, that's about it. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments on YouTube. Leave it in the comments. What do you think about the Skull Island series? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's meh? What do you guys think? So anyways, follow us on our social media. Follow me on social media. Of us. We are at media_buffet on Twitter, or at now it's called, and at D Entertainment without the E at the end. I am Mercury C Cheese. Mercury and Mercury S Cheese on Twitter. At Mercury SC on YouTube. And yeah, also you're probably listening to the channel, The Entertainment. Go subscribe to the Buffet Bonus channel. So yeah, subscribe to this channel as well. Dislike, do whatever, comment. We need to, like I said, your own opinion. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, see y'all.